way it's going to be. That's the pain in the ass part. I tried to tell you, honey, we don't have 1,000 subscribers.
Oh,
welcome.
Tree.
Now you get it.
Oh,
You're catching on.
boy.
Come on over, Skipper T.
Skipper T's ready to skip right out of here.
And we got Freddie the Angry Bateman.
Oh, boy.
Don't ask. Don't ask. Don't tell. OMGG.
Oh, goodness gracious. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dean Parks. What's happening, Johnny Becca? I don't know how to, what is it? Diary Butts? What is it?
Terry Butts.
Terry Butts.
From Belgium. Woohoo!
Nice.
And Dean Parks, congratulations, man. Happy Easter. 46 years and you're retired. Bravo, man. Have fun. Enjoy your time.
All right, easy. You're going to kill them with the sound of that loud clap. Well, back up here and clap. So, again, we're coming closer and closer. Welcome, everybody, to the Happy Oyster Show. I'm your host, Bart Burke. We got Skipper T in the house, and we got Freddie the Angry Bateman. Before we get going, we're going to talk about I got a nice editorial at the end, maybe, possibly. Let's see how much time we got left off. We'll leave that go. Happy Easter, happy Passover, and, of course, happy 420 to everybody out there. Loving all you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are tuning in live each and every Saturday at 10 a.m. New York time. Next week, we got a special broadcast. Alex Walsh from Smart Paint. He has a product called Netminder, which is a biofouling paint. We'll be more about that in a half a minute. Skipper T is going to come over here and tell us what's going on with that and what the story is.
So next Saturday, the 27th of April, we're going to be streaming live as we always do, and we're going to have Alex Walsh, a guest, come down from Netminder. He's going to give us a demonstration of his anti-foul, anti-microbial paints that are being used in the aquaculture industry, making oyster farmers' lives easier and anyone in the business. It's going to be our official company launch. We have our permits 2 weeks today. And it's going to be a happy oyster company.
Come on.
Launch, some food,
if you're
drinks,
local, come on. If you're non-local, come on.
And the evites are going out today. Evites are going out today to all of our local oyster farmers and people in the general area to come. So next Saturday, we're asking people to come at 9:30. We're going to start streaming, of course, at 10. You all can join in and Oyster Company launch. Really
looking forward to having some people over. It's nothing too fancy. Please come as you are. We're just having coffee, bagels, donuts, maybe some water, some tea.
Yeah.
It's just a breakfast get together. I think an opening season kickoff. A lot of guys are busting ass right now, and I know it might be a real hard time to come, and depending upon weather and this and that, and we're all slaves to the weather. But if you can make it, we really would appreciate you coming to show your support for Alex. He's going to be giving a demo on what's going on with this anti-fouling paint. I'm looking forward to it because, hey, if we can cut down on the labor and cut down on the grind, I got a lot of questions set up for this guy. And I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope you guys can come.
We put a link on here on the screen. So anyone that is not with us right here locally, you can hit the link and check out what Alex's product is all about. And on the Evites, the link is going to be on the Evites for those who are inviting via and they can check it out too. So that's next Saturday.
Yeah. So that's a really, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Jim Payton,
Jimmy Payton.
He wants to know if he can come.
Sure.
Absolutely.
That's why anybody can come. Hey, we only got 800 and how many?
885. We only need 100. We're at 885 subscribers. With the trainers of YouTube, we need 1,000 to use our phone. To use a phone for a photo. So we only need 115 more subscribers.
Special shout out to AJ. I got more about YouTube later on about AJ. AJ took it upon himself from Precious Peconic Oysters and said, "I'm going to get you some subscribers." And bang, the next day I got like another 50 of them. So it's like hats off to AJ and Marcus over at Precious Peconic Oysters. Thanks so much for those subs. Because I know half of you guys are not subbed, and I really would appreciate it. Please just, hit us up. Just if you don't have a Google account, get one just to subscribe to us so that we can continue to keep on doing what we want to do and what we like to do. And that's present it to you and give you the scoop on what's going on in the oyster industry on Long Island. We are in our rookie year, and we are really excited. We are going gung-ho as fast and serious as we possibly can. And the question at hand everybody loves using Instagram. I love Instagram. Instagram is a great vehicle, a great marketing vehicle. And Cottage City Oysters in Mathis Vineyard, okay?
Is that what they are?
Yeah. They had a set of coveralls, and the question on it was, do you think my wife's going to mind if I put them in the washing machine? And I was like, oh, boy, do I know that story. Oh, so much. And he had the picture of his coveralls that were all painted in blue. So anyway, I said I was never going to paint another boat, but I did. I painted another bottom of the boat, and I got these Tyvek one-piece, all booty and clothes. This part wears out after
Why
a
am I
while.
going back to Halloween?
But yeah, I use these for a Halloween costume as toxic waste. It was awesome. It was an award winner. But that's exactly what they said. It costs $10 at the hardware store. They're kind of like disposable throwaways. The question at hand is, are they worth $10? Now, I got 2 uses out of this one. I had to go in a crawl space this week, un-oyster related. I had to go pull a wire, I had to put my electrician hat on, and I had a buddy and at a house that we own, and I had to pull this wire, and it was a pain in the ass, and crawling underneath, you had to have one of these so you don't get the dirt up your butt and whatnot. So $10, is it worth it or not worth it? Comment below, please. We never really addressed, I'm going to have to ask my last week's comment, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, I threw out to you guys, do you catch more flies with honey or with shit? So I'm going to throw it to you. Do you catch more flies with honey or with shit, huh? She's having a hard time thinking about it.
I can see why the flies would go both ways.
You see why flies would go both ways?
But since they are insects, I'm going to say they go to shit.
Ooh. Maybe that's why the both of us get along so well. What do you think? Opposites attract? Is that what it is?
Deal with honey.
Opposite.
Honey works
Well,
better.
Mr. Hand was talking about the fact that there's ketones in poo-poo, and the flies are attached.
Ketones are pheromones or ketones?
He was getting all scientific on me and whatnot. So he said that, poop too. Personally, myself, I say honey because I guarantee, you know what? You're only going to catch flies, I think, with shit. What if you catch a little bycatch? I think you might catch some bees. I think you might get some ants.
Well, that's what I don't.
And I think you might catch some, as well as flies.
I want to keep bees going. If the one
Exactly. So this is why I'm saying. This is why I say that you're going to catch maybe not necessarily more flies, but I think you're going to catch more stuff.
Anyone out there who knows the right answer, let us know what the real deal is. I think you're going to catch
more stuff with honey, and then possibly you might be able to turn that stuff into something else. But again, if you're a fly harvester, I guess, man, if that's the way you want to do it, I look out on the other side. So that's just my thought.
When I used to paint tractors.
Opposites attract.
When I used to paint tractors, I used to.
You think it's easy, huh?
And I didn't know they cost $10 a piece. I used to get a whole carton, and I put 2 or 3 of them a day on, throw them in the garbage.
2 or 3 a day he was going through. Now that must have been a nasty job.
Where's his name? What's the guy? Mike.
My glasses are all wet. We got rain. And what's the temperature behind you there, Fred? 60
degrees.
60 even. All right.
Got the address, guys.
Oh, what's that?
9:30.
Oh, cool.
Next week.
Yeah. All right. Let me just clean my glasses. That's you, T. It ain't me. Sorry for the delay. This is where the interruption comes. This is where the.
What do you do? I got to call you back.
She's probably watching the show.
What's 420?
Thanks, sweetie. I'll talk to you. Bye.
What's that?
What the hell is 420?
420?
Today's date is 420.
Today is 420, Frederick. Who's saying something about 420?
They're saying happy 420.
I like it, 420. 420 has kind of been turned out to be a realization, a marijuana.
Association.
I'm going to use the word cannabis. I don't like to use the word marijuana. Cannabis Day. Cannabis Cup was out there. And I didn't win, by the way, but whatever. Yeah, please, thumbs up, guys. Excuse me for a second while I blow my nose.
Good morning, Alan C. Welcome.
All
What have I
right,
stumbled into?
moving on to back to the show.
All right, let's keep going here.
Barrel tumbler update. Okay, here we go with that. So you might want to tune that thing around a little bit.
Yep.
We got a whole bunch of barrels that are going into a flupsy. These are our barrels. I have sanitized them. They were all kind of used. Some of them are kind of beat up. And I cleaned them up and I tuned them up and I did what I had to do and I sanitized them. I sanitized them by putting Clorox and bleach in water and gave them a good swab and then a good this and a good that. The reason I'm getting them ready and I'm sanitizing them and getting them all set, I'm getting set up for next week's show. Next week's show, we're going to have a demonstration of this biofouling paint and I want to put it on some of these. I got a feeling that some of these paints, these guys might have had some of the previous biofouling paint stuff on them. So one of my questions, I've got some new barrels, I've got some really used barrels, I've got some new equipment, and if anybody wants to bring any of their equipment, by all means, let's dip a little, let's test a little, let's try it, okay? I think that's the only way that we can all figure out if the stuff is worthy or not worthy is if we try it. So I've got multiple applications. I'm looking forward to asking him questions about what's going on. In the meantime, I had a piece of it. Where I had a piece of this fiber. I have a roll of this stuff. This is mesh. This is in between each one of these is 830 microns. Itty bitty. Okay. This is going to get clogged fairly quickly. I was looking for 1400 microns, a little bit bigger hole. Okay. 1.4 millimeter, actually, if you really want to get technical. This is less than a millimeter in diameter, the holes. And this went into the bottom. We put that into the bottom of this barrel, as you can see. I'm a little ripply, as you can see. That's not necessarily, that would be terrible for clams. Oysters we can get away with, I believe. But again, they're so small. This is going to get clogged pretty quickly. I'm not sure if Alex's paint's even going to might clog this whole shoot matchup. But by the time Alex gets here, I'm going to have barrels set up with different stuff because I went to Industrial Netting, which is in Michigan. Don't spill my coffee. I went to Industrial Netting in Michigan online and said, hey, I need some wire. I need some netting. I've got 3 different flavors coming. I have a 1/16 of an inch, an 1/8 of an inch, and a 1/4 of an inch. No. Yeah, I think so. And it's, that's it. 1/8, 1/16, and a 1/4. I thought you were walking by.
No, I want. This is really important.
So what we did with the mesh is that we're going to set up some different barrels with that mesh, and it gets pushed on. And I think that's where Freddie's going here in a half a second.
This is the piece that holds in the mesh. It screws into the top of the barrel.
Give us a little demo on that, Fred.
It goes over here, and it sits down in the barrel. This one's the wrong way. It sits in the lip like this, and the screen goes underneath it, and then
we're able to screw
stainless
it right
steel
in.
Screws go in, and they go into the lip. But I learned when Bart was making these things out of PEX pipe, if you want to make an indestructible hula hoop, any size for your kid, this is the way to go. And all it requires is a piece of.
How heavy is it?
It weighs nothing. It's unbelievable.
Oh, it would be a hula hoop without the
Well,
popcorn in it, the noise.
well, you can put that in. If
Well, you
want.
gotta have the reason the popcorn that sand is in it is so that it gives you a centrifugal force,
Eccentric.
and that it's got to have the sand in it. A
Right.
hula hoop has to have sand
It's
in
got
it. I knew.
Okay.
I didn't know, I just thought it was-
Anyway, you just take a PEX connector
and put it together.
and you just cut it to whatever size you want, and if you have a little 5-year-old kid, you could make one this big. Yeah, great big,
That's awesome.
a big giant fat one. You could make one like this.
That's a great way to
Huh?
a party favor for a kid's party. I love it.
It's really very cool,
I thought so too.
Yeah,
Fred.
yeah. So there you go. It's got dual usage. Actually, it's got water usage.
We're using
and we're using it to hold the screen.
For all generations, too. Uses for all generations.
And you can get thread, blue, white, and orange.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
So you could get multiple different colors.
Yeah, PEX. Because
And you know what? That might not be a bad idea to be able to differentiate the screen size that we use.
orange PEX is for heating, hot water, real hot water.
If you color code things, guys, color coding things is really key, especially when you want to idiot-proof something. I'm going off on a tangent here for a half a second, but I learned that color coding. Just if you look over here, we color code our wrenches, at least at the shop. And again, this is now I'm going back. This one here is a 14 millimeter. This one here is a 13 millimeter. If they didn't have the color code and they were way across the bend, right across the room, you wouldn't know which wrench was which wrench, because they're very close in size. One's 13 millimeter, one's 14 millimeter. But you know that a green one's a 13, and you know that the blue one is. Now, you only got so many colors. Now, a big blue and a little blue, okay? I know that this is a 9 millimeter, and I know that this is a 14 millimeter. I've been ingrained in me.
And all I know, and I was doing things, is get the big blue.
Get the big blue, and it made it idiot-proof, so that you didn't have to look at what size is this. You know, color coding works. I didn't realize what Fred just told me and he's right. It does. It comes with different colors. How cool would that be to have the different? You're only gonna have 4 or 5 different sizes, and you'll be able to tell the different. If you had to reuse one, it would be a big blue or a little blue. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? All right, moving on. $10, is it worth it? Okay, back to Oyster Tumbler. Here we go. So, in order to get nice deep cups and beautiful that look good, oysters that look good, you have to get the foundation right. Fred and I developed this thing here. We had some difficulties. We modified it. We did what we had to do. Freddie, I need your help.
And it's made out of
Don't
junk.
fall. Don't fall.
This one.
Yeah, this one is really made. Yeah.
This is prototype. Why?
So that I can try it out. I guess we'll go where we're going to go with it.
Wait a minute, I got the head here.
What? Time out. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I need another rope. You're probably going to be getting up a couple of times for this. How we doing? You looking all right?
Yeah, it looks good. Got to put the drill on. If it's charged up.
It does depend upon which screw it is. This is the red one, I think. All right. Yeah, come a little closer, T. So we're powering this thing with a drill, right? The drill is going into the button here. This comes over the whole shooting edge like that and holds in there nice and tight like that.
Does that look okay, Fred?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
And we got this. Whoops. Okay. Good. We had a problem with wetness. Lift it up a little.
What's that?
Lift it up a little.
A traction problem.
We had a little traction problem. So we went to, in addition, this is not going to help. So we had a traction problem. So we got this thing here, and this thing is going to go all the way over it like that. Now you're going to want to come over.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting the right angle.
Did I tell you how much of a pain in the ass it is to film with a laptop? Did I tell you about that, guys? I just wanted to let you know. Back it up, Jack. There you go.
Tell me
So
when.
now you're going to be able to hold on to this part here when this is all wet and nasty. So it's powered by a drill. So now, if it's wet and ugly, it's not going to work. It was slip. So now I can put tension on it here while I work. So that you can hold on to it here. With something over here. And it should be, we don't have a problem with it slipping anymore when it's wet. Makes a lot of noise.
I think it's in high speed.
You think it was in high speed?
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah. There's slow speed. Cool, right? And it won't, it doesn't slide now because I got that on there. So I can hold on to it. You can't see that part. This part here. So that was the addition to it. That was last week. What we did, cleaning barrels, modifying barrels, getting the old screen that was all gunked up on there, and finishing this thing up. To the tune that we are ready for, we're ready for oysters with that baby.
I know you're curious to see how it's going to work in the real life. We'll be there too, and hopefully with a phone, hopefully with a phone and not a
It's
laptop.
gonna work. There's no question about it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna work.
The only thing is that we made it out of bed frame and junk because
Yeah, don't look at it too carefully.
it's the prototype. And the next one that we make is going to be made out of round tubing, and we're going to bend it all nice, and it's going to look like the hand truck.
Whether it be steel, well, I don't know. Maybe we'll make it out of aluminum. Who knows? But we're, we know that it's working,
It's
we
in
can
the
do it.
design stages.
So,
It's a portable, flopsy tumbler. That's what it is.
I can't wait to try it out. And we're getting closer and closer. Stuff's getting bigger and bigger. We have to bring it up to Cornell. We'll go try it there. I'm still volunteering there 3 days a week, having a great time up there. Brian's off in Paris. Paris, have fun in Paris, Brian.
Wow, of
hats
all the
off-
weeks to be there with
Hats
Notre
off
Dame.
to
Wow.
Paris. You guys got some problems going on over there again. And, hey, hats off. Keep up the good work. I can't believe how much money you guys raised so quickly.
It's white privilege, man.
It's what?
White privilege.
Whatever it may be.
Beautiful. We were there for our honeymoon.
Well, that's what they're calling it.
I mean,
People
just
donated money to fix it, and so they got to make a negative of it.
interesting how life's people's priorities, right?
It's a negative, man.
And that's disturbing. That we got it's one of the oldest churches in the world, and
I think it's great. It's going to give whatever craftsmen are left, real wood craftsmen and timber framers, it's going to give them the opportunity to see if they could rebuild what the old masters built.
How about the stained glass? The lead melted from the stained glass, so they're picked up all of the pieces and they're going to put it back together.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about real craftsmen here. We're not talking about a joke.
They will.
Oh yeah.
I bet you they will.
And you know what? I'm hoping that it starts I don't want to say a resurgence, because that would be, I hope it creates a buzz. I hope it creates a buzz for people who see this, who want to get involved in this type of construction. I mean,
I'm wondering where
older architecture is
I'm wondering
unbelievable.
where they're going to get the wood.
Right.
They'll figure it out.
It's going to be a problem.
But it'd be nice to get some young people to be able to do what these masters did. It's
Well, they need to
just-
get the young people to work with the masters that are left, the guys that can cut the joints and the guys that can figure it out, and learn
the
so
art.
that it keeps the art going.
Absolutely.
I totally
so many industries and areas of artistics
Well, all the
are
old
gone by the
timers,
wayside.
all the old timers are cooking, and
Yeah.
it's being lost.
Yeah.
That's the
And a
problem.
lot of the young generation aren't learning to use their hands. And I know that in our own school district, shop was cut out 10, 12 years ago.
Yes.
Most kids don't know how to use, a basic hammer or screwdriver.
All right. So got it. All right. So enough of that. there are guys out there that know how to use that, and whatever it may be. It's going in the right direction, I think. This whole, you know what I think was a big enlightenment? Was all this business about everybody paying somebody to get into some of these schools. I think that's
Into what?
to get into XYZ school. Let me pay off somebody, okay? College, what? And I'm not against college, guys, but what a farce, man. Okay, it has been going on for years. And you know what?
Criminal.
You don't have to go to college to be a successful person. I'm going to leave it at that. Cottage City Oysters, Maryland, Martha's Vineyard. Fun with Instagram. There they are. I strongly recommend go over and check them out. Tune them in. That was his coveralls. I showed you our coveralls and whatnot. Really having fun watching all of the other oyster farmers and what they're doing. Come over to Instagram. Come over to our Instagram. Come over to Cottage City Instagram. Next one on the Instagram, fun. Okay. If you guys aren't following him, I strongly recommend that you do follow him because he is always Instagramming and he is very active and he is tending his Instagram garden pretty regularly. BluffHillCoveOysters in Rhode Island had Clyde. Check it out. Okay, Bluff Hill Clyde. Let me tell you about Clyde. Okay, let me read to you about Clyde. Okay, meet Clyde. 20 years ago, this dude discovered Clyde when snorkeling for quahog. Quahogs are big chowder clams, if you didn't know what a quahog is. And he carved the name Clyde into the shell. If you look at it, 20 years ago he did this, all right?
How big is the clam? How much does it weigh?
It's coming,
The biggest one I ever caught was 6 pounds.
Okay, well, does he have a weight on here? He's got it at 1 pound 4 ounces.
That's a baby.
Well, wait until you see the dimensions of this thing. So anyway, it pops up every so often on his farm. How cool is that? Every 3 or 4 years, he comes out for a picture.
Yeah, nice.
I have found a replicate of what the size of Clyde is, okay? This is a cap for a 4-inch PVC. Clyde measures 5 inches around from edge to edge and 4 inches from hinge to lip. So it's not quite, the clam is not quite round, but this is 5 inches from here to here, and it's 5 inches from here to here. But so you have to cut it down maybe to there, but it's a big ass clam. And the clam was 2 inches thick, which is exactly the thickness of this cap. Okay, so that was a big clam. Now Fred's saying his clam was a 6 pound. Now
I'm from Shelter Island.
where the hell is that thing? Was it the same type of clam as what this guy's clam?
Yeah,
is it the same species?
There's a place on Gardner's Island where they're all that big. They're monsters. They must have been there for hundreds of years.
Wow.
Well, that's what we're saying.
They're like-
How old is Clyde?
I seen them one time, probably in the 70s. I seen them at J&E Shellfish and East Farm.
Yep.
There was a bushel of them there. There was 13 clams in the bushel.
Whoa, it's getting like
In a bushel?
geoduck kind of size. You know,
There was 13.
Open at the time?
Elmer wouldn't buy them. There was 13 clams in a bushel.
Wow.
That's where
Take a dozen. Bushel.
That's
Wow.
huge.
That is huge.
Yeah.
Was Shoreham open at the time?
Well, it's probably some kind of runoff or what, but they come from Gardner's Island. That's where they come from.
So that was Clyde. I thought that was kind of
That's amazing. But
he's been picking this thing up every 4 or 5 years for the last 20 years.
Well, that's amazing too. But I've seen them out, and I've seen some pretty darn big ones in Mauritius too.
All right, moving on.
Oysters as big as the bottom of your foot.
Well, oyster's different.
Giant oysters.
Next on the Instagram fun was Highanddryoutdoors. Highanddryoutdoors. I think this might have been a sponsored ad that I actually said hello to. I'm going to show it to you. I tagged my wife in it. It was a two-page. I don't think so. High and Dry. I do follow them, by the way. High and Dry. There they are there. If you look at the picture carefully, or you go over to their Instagram and check them out, they have acres and acres of clams in the eastern shores of Virginia. And there are absolutely no houses around. There's nothing there except these meticulously crafted farms in the shallow bay. And you look over it with a drone, and it's like, this guy's got his act together. Everything is nice and neat, nice and, you can tell this guy is very conscientious. You can tell that this dude is doing the right thing. hats off to these guys. Unbelievable job. I tagged my wife in that one to make sure that she. You know,
clam farms.
what's that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was in the Eastern Shore of that. And my last and final, these guys got to get it going. Where the heck did it go? Well, let me go here. Let me go here. Let me go back. Let me go to here. Let me go to there. Okay. To my last and final shout out on the Instagram specials, and a special thank you is to the precious Peconic Oysters. Marcus and AJ, they only have one boat. They got their boat up there. They got one picture. Go over and check them out. These are the guys that helped us out last week with getting us a bunch of subscribers. If anybody could help us out and get us some subscribers, or share us with your friends, share it. Just tell people, hey, could you help? This guy needs your hand, man. He needs 115 more subscribers to get to 1,000. And I promise I won't ask again until I have to for more subscribers until there's some other thing going on and whatnot. All right. So how much time have we been on? Anybody else got? Oh, look at that. Look at that, man. A minute 31 minutes. I really don't have time for my my editorial, which is probably a good thing. I'm getting a little tired of all of the division of the country, guys. We all got to get together. Let's all get along. I'm not going on that route, okay? But enough is enough, okay? Let's move on. Let's all be cool. Let's all be kind. Let's all be happy.
And deplorable. And
eat me. Guys, I love you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. TJP, you got anything?
Enjoy your holiday weekend.
In more ways than one?
Love work. Hate, get rid of it. Not negative.
No negativity. Frederick.
And join us next week for our launch with our special guest. And if you're local, come on by.
Don't eat any rotten eggs.
No rotten.
Yeah.
Don't eat any. I like that. I like that. And I hope Peter Rabbit treats you boys right.
The one that's been out in the lawn since last year.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Mommy, look at this pretty egg.
Yeah, the one that got away. Thanks, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Tune in live. Gonna have a great show. See you guys. Are you sure? Yes, sir.